Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of the One Last podcast. My name is Clay Drew, and I am one of the members of the One Last Cast team and One Last Productions member. I'm one of the founding members, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Welcome. In the first episode, we'll be discussing the fishing regulation changes in Alberta, what you guys can expect for the channel, what we will be fishing this year, and other plans we have. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, one of the very first things on the agenda I want to discuss is the possibility of a fishing tournament. Now, I know for myself that I want to participate in one hopefully this year, and me and a buddy are looking at potentially participating in a fishing tournament. Now, I've been doing some research. It is starting to get like mid-March, so the tournaments are just starting to come out, and I've been doing a little bit of research, and some of the ones that I've found so far. Now, there is the Southern Alberta Walleye Trail, which they have announced, and they have 4 different dates, which is the 40-mile Coulee or Yellow Lake, which is May 20th to the 21st. Then there is June 9th to 10th, which is Lake Newell or Scope. And then the 24th to the 24th of June is Travelers Reservoir or Pine Coulee Reservoir. And then the Lodge Shootout, September 15th to 16th. And they're determining which lakes. So there are some in southern Alberta that we could potentially go to. The only problem is that it is 5 to 6 hours away. So if we do decide to do these tournaments, it's going to take a while to get there. And we do have to make sure we register 30 days before the event prior. So the Southern Alberta Walleye Trail is definitely an option. Now, there is also the Anglers Cup. This year, it has finally made a return, and that is the Canadian Tire Anglers Cup, which is at Sylvan Lake. Now, I don't think we will be participating in that one unless we do good in a different tournament, because that one is June 16th to the 17th. However, that is a $1,000 entry fee, so we're not fully sure about that one, but they do have some nice payouts. However, you got to be in the top 10 to really get anything, so I don't fully know how well we would place. So until we do like a smaller one, we won't fully know. But one that I know I am considering is the, It's Elk Point Lions Club, and they're doing their 10th annual Moose Lake or Caheven Lake Walleye Classic, which is June 3rd and 4th, and that is out by Bonnyview, Alberta. It's about 3 hours northeast of Edmonton, so it is definitely a consideration I've been thinking. And we can definitely have probably the youth team. We could probably make a good come as being 117 and 1 under, me and a buddy. So we might do the youth tournament as an option to hopefully get a payout there, which I've been looking at the registration prices for that tournament, and it is, I believe, $500 as an entry fee. And then if we want to, we would try to do the big fish, so that's $20 as well. So it would be about $260 per person for entry fee, plus we'd have to travel and haul the boat there and get camping as well, so we can potentially have a day at least of practice on one of the lakes if we decide which one we want. Moose Lake is definitely bigger. I don't know if I will I might show a picture on the YouTube video, so you might want to go see that. I might have some pictures from fish throughout the season or fish that I plan on catching throughout there. So I'll pop hopefully a picture of Moose Lake or the Cahewen Lake up on there so you guys can take a peek. But these are all walleye tournaments. I'm definitely considering them. We will have to see what the year brings. I know last year we just did a lot of scouting. We were kind of getting together as a group. So hopefully this year should do pretty well for us. And yeah, so we've been seeing that. I've also looked at the walleye draws if we were to potentially go for some walleye at Pigeon Lake and lakes in my area, which you have to get drawn for them here. But I don't fully know if I want to do that. So it's kind of hit or miss. We're trying to decide, but we're hoping to get into the Eastern Slope Zone. We're going to go looking at fishing there this year. I'm going to start fly fishing. It's going to be my first year, and I'm super excited to do it. and we're hoping to tackle a bunch of the species. One of the species I really want to tackle this year is potentially seeing if we could get a bull trout. I'm not fully sure, but we will potentially see. But I know we're going to try to go for some nice brook trout, some brown trout, as well as the rainbow trout, and hopefully some cutthroat. We will see, but yeah, there's just a bunch of options I'm hoping to do throughout the year. It's all kind of in the air. We haven't fully decided on an exact thing yet, but we're definitely considering a lot of things. So we'll see what the year brings, but I've been really enjoying the One Last Cast fishing crew as well as the fishing channel, so I really hope to be working on that a lot this summer, and hopefully here soon as the snow starts melting here in Alberta. But I have had a chance to do a bit of ice fishing, and I've gone to the lake that we went in episode 2, I believe. We went to the Whizzer Lake, and I did go ice fishing there. I might have a clip of some of the fish I might show up on the screen right now. I was unable to catch any fish, unfortunately. I really tried. I missed 2 of my hook sets, which was one of the sad things for me, which I will get over it. But I'm super excited to see what the fishing season brings, and unfortunately the time I went ice fishing did not go to plan. We might try a few other ones and we'll go from there. But I have gotten a boat. It is an inflatable one to go on the top of my vehicle. Me and my buddy also have an aluminum boat that we might use for tournaments, but we have each of us a inflatable boat. Mine, I got it from Costco for like $300, I think. I could put a small trolling motor on the back, which will be definitely enough for the size of lakes that we're using. But what I plan to do is I've bought in some seats from Bass Pro Shop. I don't know if I'll put up an image or not, but they were like $50 each, so I decided to get those, and I'm going to carpet the bottom and put plywood, then carpet the bottom to hopefully add support, as well as attach the seats, and hopefully add a center console or something that we can put a fish finder on, the batteries in, and some other instruments, because I do want to start taking this a little bit more seriously. We will still probably use the kayak a little bit, but I also want to try using my own boat to hopefully see if we can even just float down the river and see if we can catch some walleye, some mountain whitefish, some lake sturgeon, which is going to be one of my main goals this year, as well as we're going to try to get some goldeneye and potentially head more to southern Alberta and see if we can catch some mooneye. But yeah, like last year, I mostly targeted northern pike. When I went to Sylvan Lake, we tried tackling the, what were we after? We were after the yellow perch. We caught a nice size one, but yeah, it was altogether an amazing time. And yeah, I'm super excited to see what this year brings. But one of the main species I want to target, and hopefully we'll be able to, is the lake trout. And I want to see if I can catch just a massive lake trout. I've been trying for a long time, and I'm just super excited to go. There's a few lakes I know near the mountains that have some, but mostly in northern Alberta, there are some massive lake trout, and that is one of my most gold fish to go after. I want to get one of those and have one land my arms. But this year for me is definitely going to be a multi-species year. That is the plan. I want to hook up on as many species as I can, from walleye, lake sturgeon, whitefish, burbot potentially, northern pike, yellow perch, goldeneye, as many trout species as we can. I would love to catch a brown trout as well as a bull trout, but I don't fully know what we will go after. But there are just so many fish species to go after, and I'm just super excited to go and see what we can get this year. Hopefully we'll have a fun time, and yeah, I'm super excited you guys are here. And yeah, I'm just gonna take actually, where were we? So yeah, we're gonna do the walleye tournaments, we're going to get the boat done, and we're gonna just see what we can do with the channel. And I also have some podcast ideas, so let's go and get into that. Now, as of recording this podcast, I wasn't able to find any guests, unfortunately, to have on with us today. So it will probably be a bit of a shorter episode, hopefully around a half hour. But what I have done is I have gotten some amazing people lined up that we will hopefully eventually see here soon from the fly fishing community to the sport fishing community, to the hunting community. I got a few hunting members I'm hoping to have on. I have been talking to some amazing people. One of the people you might know is TK from Meat Eaters. We hope to have him on an episode here very soon. I'm super excited that he was able to be willing to go on a podcast with us. So he will be on very soon as a guest. I hope you guys will be excited for that, as he will talk about his journey of bass fishing for the first time in America. And that is one of my main goals this year. When I go to British Columbia, July long weekend is when I'm leaving. I will try to target some bass fish, hopefully. So we'll see what happens. But in Alberta and Canada in general, we don't really have many areas with bass unless you go to Ontario. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to target these species. I'm super excited. I just can't wait for the snow to be gone and we can actually get into fishing these species. But one of my main goals is the lake sturgeon, and I've been seeing them all over the North Saskatchewan River. I live on the North Saskatchewan River, and it's kind of my stomping ground. It's where I've learned to fish a lot. And this year, the past year has definitely been a learning curve for me, and it's helped me to develop so much as an angler. And I'm super excited to see how much this year brings and what we can catch. And yeah, I have been trying. I can't wait for the river to be finally opened up and we can start targeting the lake sturgeon, because that is definitely going to be one that I'm after. We're probably going to be catching it on a casting rod. There's no way my fly rod could handle that thing, but hopefully we'll be able to catch some amazing species on the fly rod. I know that some of the lakes should be opening by the end of March. Some of the rivers and creeks in the Eastern Slopes region should hopefully be opening near the end of March. So hopefully we can start getting into those. I've been practicing on my fly fishing a little bit. And yeah, I'm excited to develop as an angler and as a fly tyer. My buddy's been tying countless flies. I don't know how many. I've messaged him. He is super excited. He's made like 4 or 5 boxes for me, just for me, while he was bored over the past few days. So I'm super excited to use those. But yeah, I want to invest in a new 7-foot rod. I'm looking at some, either getting a Guggen Squad or a Fenwick. But we have an amazing fishing shop in our area where I'm going to go buy most of my fishing gear, and hopefully we'll see if we can get a sponsorship. I'm not fully sure, but we will definitely see. And I'm super excited to see how working with the local businesses help us develop throughout the year, getting some advice where we should fish, some good practice areas, because we got to get a feel for the walleye in different areas, as well as, well, the northern pike will definitely bite on anything. They're a very aggressive fish. And yeah, I'm just super excited for this year. But if you guys don't know, Alberta has a lot of regulations, so these walleye tournaments are not usually, they don't go off by weight, they go off by length. So that's one of the things you're going to have to be focusing on, is trying to target the areas with the bigger walleye in size compared to the smaller ones, because it's not about girth or fatness when we're dealing with these fish, because Alberta has such big restrictions on what you're able to keep. And I know for Prairie Parkland in District 2, that for Pigeon Lake, which is a lake very close to me, that you need to have a walleye tag if you want to keep any. And you have to win that in a draw. So that is one thing you have to do. And you can't really keep any fish from the lakes here. I know some of them have had blue algae blooms like crazy over the past year. So I'm hoping we don't have as bad this year, but you don't fully know until it happens. So hopefully we'll see and go from there. But yeah, there's so many different bodies of water we're hoping to hit this year that I'm just getting super excited. We are going to hit as much as we can. I'm going to be making as much content for you all as I can, and just seeing where we can grow this podcast with members from my buddy here in Alberta, from Albino Raven joining us on a podcast, to new members of One Last Cast, hopefully joining the crew. We're just going to have an amazing spring and summer, as well as some fall fishing. Hopefully it'll be good this year. fingers crossed mosquitoes won't be bad. I know here in the Woodland area that they can get pretty bad. So we will see. I'm hoping that we eventually get some newer members. I know that I can't actually remember albino ravens for, but I'm hoping to see if you guys are interested in becoming a member, let us know where you're from. We would be happy to have you on. Thank you all so much for listening to this podcast. And if you guys want to tell us how you found it, let us know. You can either email us. If you want to sponsor us, you can email us at onelastcastbusiness@gmail.com. onelastcastbusiness@gmail.com. I'll make sure to link that in the description, as well as the ways you can find us on our socials, as well as our YouTube channels, the One Last Cast YouTube channel. But yeah, there's a lot of ways you guys can reach us. We would love sponsorships. We would love you guys to join us on a podcast. We would love you guys to also join us on the fishing crew as well. We're hoping to work on merch. I'm doing a little bit of research on that. Hopefully we'll get some here soon. But yeah, I don't really have much more to talk about. My plan is to get my boat done, so hopefully we'll have a video on that here very soon. That is a video that will be coming up. I went on a Wish website and I got some fishing stuff, so we're going to try to use that in a video. I had one thing, I was spooling it up with line. It was a reel, and I know part of it cracked, which I didn't expect it to. So we'll see how that works in a video. We also have, hopefully, a walleye tournament. A few maybe, we'll see. They are expensive to get into, but we will see if potentially we'll go into a walleye tournament. Try to win it. Probably not a guarantee, but it'd hopefully be a good chance for me and my buddy to develop as anglers and just try out different things. And then also, we're going to be fly fishing this year, so there's definitely going to be a lot of videos on that. I've gone I think it was a knockoff GoPro or something. So we're going to try to make videos on different things with that. And yeah, I'm just super excited to get the boat done. Super excited to see how this channel goes. And just super excited to see how this podcast goes. But on that note, thank you guys for joining us for episode 1. I really hope you guys had an amazing day. And thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate all of your guys' support. Look at the description on our YouTube video, which is One Last Podcast. You guys can find us there. We will show you guys plans we have, but you guys can find our socials there for all our pages. And yeah, thank you guys for joining us. My name is Clay Drew. Bye-bye, y'all. And peace.